What's good, everybody? My name is Dee, and welcome to Grown Up, where you already know what we do. We talk about grown up life. Now, today, you already know we have our Naturally on a Wave interview. We have the behind the scene, the story to go with the music. We have Enjaé. Am I saying that correctly? I want to make sure. Okay, perfect. So we have Enjaé today. Okay, she's our Naturally on a Wave artist. We're going to interview her, give her, the time to shine, give her story and things like that, so that you guys can have a little bit behind the music, and then you can go and stream her music. Come on, her EP's fire, y'all. Her EP is fire. I was just listening to it before she popped in here, and had to get refreshed. I listened to it earlier, but I had to re-listen to it. It's dope. It's dope. So so good. Let's go ahead. Let's get this interview started. You can go ahead and say your name, where you're from, the genre of music you do, and then how long you've been doing music.
Okay, so my name's Enjaé. I'm from PG County, Maryland, Marlboro, Maryland, DMV, however you want to.
Okay, shout out. Yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Shout out.
I'm an R&B singer. I do actually, sneak peek. I got a couple pop songs in there. But I'm really R&B soul. That's where my heart is. And what was the last one? What was the last thing you said?
How long have you been doing music?
Music, for less than a year, actually.
Really?
And, yeah. And
wow.
It's a funny story, which I'm sure we'll get into. But yeah. Things really just kind of took off fast. Like, I've been singing for a very long time, but taking it seriously, it started over the summer, but I don't want to get too far into it. I'm going to let you
Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's actually my first question. What we're going to hop right into is, describe the first time you discovered music. And then was it something you knew you would get into right away? Or was there another path always presenting itself? It sounded like that story is kind of going to come out. So yeah, go ahead. You can go ahead, take the floor on that.
Okay. So I think, definitely. And so music has always been a part of my life. Like, I've always been in church. Like, I was like a liturgical dancer, or I'm going to say music and art because it's been a mixture of both. But
got you.
In church, I was a liturgical dancer growing up. Like, they tried to get me in the choir a couple times. That's what I didn't do. So it's not a traditional story. I was not in the church choir.
Okay.
But as I grew and I was getting older, I was in elementary school. I was in the choir in elementary school. And I honestly can't remember if that was required, but it didn't matter because I liked it.
Right, exactly.
I was participating in plays and things like that. And then when we kind of moved into middle school, I joined band and I played the clarinet. Oh
my gosh, I played the clarinet too, man. Nice.
But I joined band because I didn't want to be in the choir. I didn't like what they were singing. But I wanted some type of aspect of music to be my life still. So I did that.
Okay.
And then we moved into high school, and I stayed playing the clarinet. I was in band in high school as well, but I also had joined gospel choir.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, I joined pretty late because during this time in high school is really where I kind of got into exposing myself as being interested in music and being interested in singing.
Right.
But I didn't take it seriously because, high school is that time where you're a little sensitive.
Oh yes.
You're growing. Some people find themselves during that time. I didn't. But during that time, I had entered in the gospel choir, and I'm not gonna lie, I probably only had 2 years left, but I decided to do it, or it might have been my senior year. I can't remember, but it was kind of late in the game.
Right.
And I was in the rehearsal, and I kind of heard some people doing their solos and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, if he let me go up there and do a solo, and it was really based on tenure, based on seniority, and I'm new, but if I were to step up here and do a solo, I know everybody would kind of enjoy what I'm saying, they would have a good time. So it just always stuck in the back of my head, but it wasn't something that I kind of went out there and did. I was always behind the scenes, I was a background singer, if you want.
I got you. Yeah.
And then I had a friend who I'm gonna shout him out, Monty. He's an artist as well, Monty Mall.
Shout out.
I would send him and a couple of my other friends, Alana and Sydney, we kind of had a group chat, and we would send out voice memos like of ourselves just like rapping, and it was funny. Like at first it was a joke, like it was just funny, but then I kind of started sending them out like, well, listen to this, just to kind of see what they would say about like my voice. They were like, bruh, like that sounds good. Like why aren't you doing that?
Right.
And I was like, it sounds good in my room, but you know, y'all my friends. Like,
yeah.
Y'all supposed to tell me it sounds good.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but that's how that happened. And I kind of just grew into being an artist. Like once I got that small exposure, didn't take it seriously. Mm-hmm. But in the back of my head, it was always the idea of me doing music. Like, yeah, I sang in the shower, I sang in my room, I recorded voice memos, just listening to myself. Like nobody else knew this was going on but me.
Right.
And I'm like, one day, it's just since high school, like it's always been like one day I'm gonna be able to get into the studio and like do what I gotta do, because I know once I get that chance.
Yeah. Yes.
So, but I also had. So then, let me tell the story in order. My friend Marty, like I was saying, he's been an artist way before me. He really showed me the ropes. I tell him thank you all the time. Shout out to him. Like he really put me in a position to help me get to where I am now. But
absolutely,
he had taken me. I was in the studio with him one time, and I just wanted to be around music, so I would just go and listen to him and do what he did. And he was like, get on the mic. And my friends are in here, like everybody was in the group chat, you know.
So you was put on blast.
Oh, yeah. It's about three of us.
You're right.
In the studio, he was like, get on the mic. And they weren't really paying attention, but I'm standing there and I'm like, okay, like he's playing the beat, and I stood up there, which was a lot for me in general, because I'm like, people don't even be knowing that I sing.
Yeah.
So I stood in front of the mic, he played the music. When I tell you, I heard everything in my head. Like I heard everything that I wanted to say, the words, like melodies, just wanted to hear my voice on the mic because it's the first time. It sounds different. I opened my mouth and nothing came out. I mean, and I was trying. Like, it wasn't like I wasn't trying. I had stage fright that bad that I really stood there in front of the mic and I was like, it was like a lump in my throat. Like, and the sound didn't come out terrible. I was like,
you had to get the nerves out the way. You had to get the nerves out the way.
And he was like, no. Like, I know, like, you just gotta warm up to it. Mind you, you know, he's been doing it for a little bit at this point.
Right.
I don't even know how long he was, but he was used to it. I wasn't. So I did that, and I'm like, what was that? Probably like 20, might have been 20. Might have been like 2015, 26, something around then. And I didn't step back in front of a mic until this past summer, 2020.
Wow.
Yeah. I hadn't done anything like I didn't sing. I was just singing on my own, but I always thought in the back of my head, like, this is what I want to do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it was in October of last year, I was in a pageant, or there was a pageant, and my best friend and I, we were seniors, so or working our way there. It was our best opportunity to do something. So I was like, I need to put myself out there because I want to do stuff. Like my stage can't hold me down. Right. I went in this pageant and I was scared as hell.
Yep.
Like I had to get dressed. I was in heels. I was walking in front of people, but I was like, this is what I got to do because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be in my head. I was already a superstar. So
exactly. Yes.
Eventually, I have to get up and do this. So I got on stage. My best friend ended up winning like the whole thing.
Wow.
I didn't get nothing, but I was proud to be. I didn't get first.
You were there. You showed up. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I was proud of myself. Even being on stage, it was in another state, so my parents couldn't make it at the time. Like, I really just did it by myself. Like my best friend, her family is my family, but they were there. But it's like, I don't know. I just felt really good doing something on my own. And when I got up there, it's like, these people gonna look at me for 5 minutes and You know,
it's
over after that, and they gonna take what they take, and I'm gonna take what I take. But if I can give them what I can give in those 5 minutes, and obviously it's still something you gotta work up to. But I was like, that's something that I could do. So after that, when I got home that summer, and I really think of quarantine as a blessing because it gave me the time. Gave me the time that I needed to branch out and communicate and talk to people because everything slowed down. Like people had the time to respond to me because they weren't doing anything.
Exactly.
It's not like these are my friends. Like my friends kind of put me in a position to do what I needed to do, but it's like they were busy as well. Like they're doing other things, but quarantine gave them the time to respond.
Right. Timing is everything.
And we started setting things up.
Yes.
But I'm not even gonna lie, like I had my friend Mike. This is really what happened. My friend Mike. I went over to his house. He had his own little studio situation set up. And I saw it and I was like, I sing. Or he was like, I know you sing, bro. Like, I know you can sing. And I was like, but I had started recording, like I downloaded BandLab and I was making songs on my phone.
You was getting it.
Yeah, and so my major is journalism, and so I had already known how to stack like voice audios and stuff like that.
Dope.
Ad-libs. Yeah. So, and I had told him, and I was like, I mean, listen, I don't really sing in front of people, but if you want, I'll play this song, these couple songs. I had songs. I had like 78 songs. I was like, if you want, I'll play these songs and we'll see where it goes. And he was like, playing, bro. Like, I know you can sing. So we sitting in the car. I pressed play. He was like, he's sitting on there like vibing. I was like, oh, I was going crazy in my head, but I'm trying to think.
Oh yeah. I can't show too much.
I was bobbing my head like this. I heard this 24 times.
Yeah.
He was like, no, for real. Like, I got a mic inside, and I was like, I sang on a mic once and it didn't go good. So I don't know. So he was like, just come inside, like, we're going to see. So I stood in front of the mic and, I started kind of like doing my thing, and it came out pretty all right. I sounded new, but at the same time, what I did was like, way better than, it's kind of better than my phone.
Right.
So, I was like, okay, we're going to do something with this. And then, the producer and the engineer that I work with now is named Spaceman. And he's here home. He works out of Maryland as well. And it's funny because I came in contact with him. So after I did that in the studio with Mike, I started hitting up Monty, and I was like, yo, like, look what I did, like, all this other stuff. Like, I really looked to him for like advice and help and stuff like that. So I was like, he was like, bruh, slide to the studio with me. So he took me to where he be recording. So I got in there, met Spaceman, all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. At the time, I'm still like, I had crazy schoolwork. School had transitioned online.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I went in there and I'm still nervous. So I didn't step on the mic. I was like, I'm gonna ease my way up there.
Yeah.
I went in there, heard everything that he did, all this other stuff. He was like, get on the mic. I was like, no, I'll like go ahead and finish your session. I'm like, all right. So
still has you.
Yeah, so after that though, I actually ended up hitting up Spaceman because to finish a project that I had.
Got it.
I had an audio project due for school. I hit him up, he did it, yada yada yada. So we kind of built the relationship off that because obviously that project took more than 1-2 days.
Right.
So then the next time I came back into school with Monty, he knew me. Like, we could have a conversation and all this other stuff. So Monty was like, bro, step on the mic. And I was like, all right. I felt a little bit more comfortable. So I stepped on the mic. And I started singing. This time, it all just came out. I ain't gonna lie. We was all in there, chilling, had a bottle of wine.
It was a vibe.
Yeah, I just
caught the wave.
I just felt comfortable.
Yep.
So I step up in front of the mic. I'm like testing out my voice with the little melodies, and I'm even running. Everybody, I can hear everybody in the background like, ooh, like, waiting for it.
Hyping you. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to turn around. So, he started playing a beat, and it's the beat that Space made. He just had it. He started playing it. I started singing on it, and I mean, like, these words, like, did I write them? I don't think I wrote the hook, because I started singing the hook first. I don't think I wrote the hook. I think we just came up with like a little melody. And I sang it on the mic, and I think I laid down the hook. That's what I did. I just laid down the hook, and I turned around, and he was like, Space was like, you can sing? I was like,
mouths dropped.
Yo, I was like, you can sing? He was like, yeah. He was like, bruh, and I've been working with you this whole time and you didn't tell me. Yo. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie. He was like, and I know Molly kept bringing you in here. And he was like, yo, like so-and-so's coming with me, but I didn't know that you could do that. And I was like, yeah. So my tape, Make Believe is the very first song that I ever made.
Absolutely.
In the studio. And it's
wow. Yeah. Wow. And that was fire. That's fire.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
And then from there, it was just like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm making more connections.
The ground running.
Like, other people was coming into the studio like, you sound cool, you know what I'm saying? And I was just from there.
Only way to go is up from there. You started.
All day, give you the nitpick, like give you the rundown of every song, like, but
yeah.
It was crazy. It was a lot of late nights in the studio, like everything.
That's awesome. That is so dope. I love that. You know, that you were in the background and then you were just like, finally, timing is everything. It really is.
Everything.
And I feel like you coming back to music in summertime, and then, you know, I started my podcast in the summer, and I just got into this new segment I'm starting, and you put out your EP. You know, timing's everything, you know, and so, and now we're here, you know, so I think it all happened for a reason. So that's dope. That's super dope. So since you were talking about your producing process, that's my next question is, you know, how is that process for you, and where do you find your inspiration for your songs?
So I'm not gonna lie, it really just comes naturally to me, and it's like I'll hear like a couple of songs, like a couple things that I have coming out, honestly. And it's like, shout out to Space, because I really just relay my vision, and he comes out with it, you know? Like, it's a good communication.
It's great to have somebody like that.
Yes, a lot of times I literally hear a beat that I know my voice will fit.
Yeah.
And I'll send it to him, and I'll say, like, do this, but add like a trumpet, or add like horns, or add the flute. And I'll give him like certain melodies. A lot of times I don't really have to tell him what I want him to do with it. I'll just be like, add this sound, and put it in there some kind of crazy way. It sounds crazy, but obviously, because he's made who knows how many beats, like, he has experience, but that's really what happens. I'll send it to him, and I'll say, make this, or I'll find the beat, and I say, this is what I want to do, but like, you know, like, I'll even use another beat, not necessarily maybe scratched by him, but I'll tell him to add so-and-so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is better accommodate my voice and what I know, but it's like, that's another thing that keeps me going, because I get into the studio, or even when I'm not in the studio, I just hear stuff, and like, I'll think of words, and I'll just jot them down in my notes real quick. Or I'll hear a beat, and then I'll say, like, dang, like, that beat mixed with this sample will sound crazy. And then my notes, y'all can't go there.
Yes.
That's exactly what happens. And then I just sit down, like, even I'm right to like a beat, the beat that I like that I might send him, I'll write to that. Then when he makes like his own rendition of it, I'll just apply the words in whatever way they seem to fit, like on that track or whatever. But it's like they come to me easy. I don't know. Like I'll have a session with him and sit down from scratch, like don't have nothing ready. Like, Sometimes it be like that. He used to get mad because he was like, we could get so much done if you came in here with words. And I'm like, good, but I like to feel it.
It takes time. You had to get into it.
In here, I'm in the atmosphere.
Right. You gotta catch the vibe.
I'm not saying now, before, it's not entirely my fault, because before you used to have a beat ready, now we just make everything off the so I can't write the song if I don't have a beat, but...
Right.
I literally just sit down in the studio, and a lot of times I've come in there and they like, what you working on today? And I'm like, I don't know. Like other artists will be in there and they'll be like, you don't know. I'll be like, no, I came in here to write it.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, all right. Like you're not going freestyle. I was like, I mean, it just, I don't know. I'm just writing.
It just comes to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. 100%.
And I realized that Spades, he enjoyed making it in that way because he enjoyed my creative process as well. Like me really sitting down writing the whole song.
Right.
And, X amount of time and laying it down, walk out the studio, one session with the song, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And not saying that doesn't happen often, but just for me and new and his experience and my experience, like, that's what...
It works.
Yeah, exactly. It works. Exactly.
Yes. You found what works for you.
Like, and I find a lot of the inspiration from my music is from situations I've either been in or situations that I've seen with my friends and family or someone close to me, and I'll just take it and kind of put it in a story. But I found with my music, I like telling stories. Like, I kind of like to put it in a form. And my first EP, it kind of does that, but obviously I'm new. Like I'm
yeah.
I'm still finding my way around like how I want to sound, what I want to do. But this next, like, I literally put out that EP, and right after that, I had a direction in which I wanted to go. Yeah. So everything that I have coming up next is more catered towards where I'm headed.
Gotcha.
Like my songs that are coming out are stories. They're all stories, and like you can picture situations in your head, but like, it's in chronological, it's in order, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, you got the first verse, I'm coming in, setting the scene for y'all instead of just like explaining my emotions or how I feel, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on for like the upcoming things. And I'll probably change. Obviously, I'll change my direction.
Of course. Changes happen all the time.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's healthy.
I'm into storytelling.
All right.
People just hearing my vision and seeing what I have to do with what I have. And
absolutely.
I just take from a lot of artists. I'll listen to
that was actually my next question. Any artists that influence you, any artists, any collaborations in the future, artists that you might want to collab with?
Oh, man, listen,
I triggered something. Hopefully,
I go up soon enough to work with Summer Walker on a wave that she's still on.
Got it.
Because I'm not even, like, musically, she's at the top.
Right.
I like how her songs sound effortless. I like how they take me back to like a coffee cafe type of vibes, but you also I resonate with,
Right.
Like, I know what you're saying, but you say it in such an easy tone that it's easy to listen to. Like, it's not sad.
Yeah.
It's just it's comfortable.
It's just a vibe.
Yeah, and you can put it on like it's a universal tone to me. Like, I can put it on meaning. Put it on before I go out.
Yes.
You can apply it to everything, and that's really that's how I want my songs to sound. Like,
okay.
Her songs are slow. like I'm trying to do that, but they're also a vibe. Nobody's gonna tell you to turn that off.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I feel that.
That's the type of sound I'm trying to have, and I've had a lot of people come to me and they're like, "Oh, like you fit in that category already. Like you sound like Janae, like you sound like so and so, and you take from so and so." But it's like, yeah, I appreciate that, but I really just I want that easy sound.
Yeah.
But you doing crazy high notes, or like you doing crazy, Yeah,
like, absolutely.
Like I want to, and she carries that with her, and like Kalani does the same thing.
Yes, I love her.
Those are really pop too, but I take from old artists as well. Like I have a song coming out, and it's like I just get excited to do these kind of things because I have a song coming out. Probably it's gonna come out in January, but it's called Wicked.
Okay.
And it takes from the melody of Silly by Denise Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody's like familiar with that song, but a lot of times like that's what I do is I take from older songs and I just carry the melody in a specific way, but sometimes it's so subtle that I feel like only like music people, if you know that genre, you know that era, like only people like that are gonna be able to take from what I did. And it's like I just like putting those like hidden subtle notes, like hints in my songs, but it's
absolutely.
It's like I appreciate you, I respect you if you pick up on it.
Yeah.
I know right. But if you know okay.
Then you really, I got you.
Yeah, I take from a lot of older artists. Aaliyah is also my top. She's in my top.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
All the time.
R.I.P. to.
So I guess from those names alone, you can kind of see.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Where I want to go. Like,
got you. All right. Has anyone ever told you to like not do music, or was everyone always pushing you like, come on, you gotta really get into this. You sounding good over there in the corner, like, you know?
Yeah, it was always a push for me. It wasn't ever I know the bigger you get, the more somebody will tell you to sit down, but
oh yeah, most definitely.
I've never had anybody tell me. Even when I had songs, I would just be excited and show people songs that weren't mixed.
Yeah.
They weren't mixed, they weren't mastered. Like, I didn't even really get the melody the way I wanted to. So I'm like, what y'all think it is? And they would be like, I like it. Like, I see where you're going. I mean, I had notes that was not even, like,
That's
just started doing what I was do, you know?
Yeah.
I just liked it. And I was like, bro, if they hear this and think I hear it, and I'm like, I can't see it. Stop working to them.
Yeah.
They hear it, and it's like, yo, this your best one. And I'm like, all right, I showed it to you for your feedback, but like, are you hearing what I'm hearing? It's like, am I really downplaying myself as an artist, or am I really? Do I really have the ability to be that good? You know, like, do I really possess that much talent? And I'm not going to deny myself. Even if somebody did tell me that I was bad, I'm not going to deny the blessings that have fallen into my lap in the past that I've fallen into, because everything has failed or fallen in line. Yeah. Exactly the way that it was supposed to. Like you said, like timing is everything, and everything happens in due time. And the way that this, where I am now, has been sitting in the back of my head for years and years and years, and I'm in this position now. And it's like the things that have fallen into place so fast happen the way they did. I would be doing myself a disservice to stop because something told me I was bad. Yes. Like, I have 15 million people telling me I'm good. You know, not actually yet, but and then one person comes in and, you know, says something like that, I would be doing myself a huge disservice to.
Absolutely. Yes, I agree. Yeah, your EP is great.
Nobody has told me I was bad, but I was in, Clubhouse. If you know that app.
Yeah.
I was time kind of putting in my music. This is when it first came out, so it wasn't too many people on it. So, so people kind of said, or it was a drop your song. It was like an R&B debut Monday, Wednesday, something. Somebody was hosting something like that. And so I went in there and I played my music. And so the lady, one of the moderators, thought that this one girl that played her music before me was me. So she was giving her all this stuff. She was like, I loved it. Like, I loved it. Shout out to County. She followed me on Instagram. She had just clicked the wrong profile. So she was in there like doing all this stuff, and everybody was like, wait, like, that's not her, that's so-and-so. So she was like, oh, I'm sorry, like all this other stuff. So then my turn came up. I shouted out the girl before me because I liked her song.
Right.
I was like, girl, that thing was hard. Like,
right, yeah, giving it up.
I shouted her out, introduced myself to everybody, and then I talked to the lady who had kind of spoke on the other artist.
Right.
And I was like, hopefully you like me as much as you liked her, like actually me.
Yeah.
And everybody else kind of like chuckled, but she didn't really say nothing. And I'm like, I don't know, like embarrassed that she kind of tapped into the wrong person.
Right.
But I played my song, and after that, everybody was basically like, it's a good thing you went after her. Like, y'all have the same tempo. That was a nice follow-up to what she did. Because I know her song was good. So
right.
It was impressive for me to have them say something like that to me. And they were like, yeah, it was nice that y'all went back to back. It was all this other stuff. You know, like giving me feedback. They were like, could have come in a little bit earlier. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Then the lady goes and she's like, I really just, she was like, I really just couldn't find the...
hell nah. My goodness.
She came in and I just knew. Something told me when they pressed play on my song, she was going to have something to say.
Right.
She was like, I really just couldn't find where you were going. She was like, you had me in the beginning. It was a good start. You telling the story. I could relate. But then it's like, it was too long. Like, where's the hook? Like, I got lost. Like, all this other stuff. And I'm like, girl, it's a story. You can't get lost. Like, it goes in chronological.
Yeah, like you gotta be paying attention too.
Yeah, listen, I'm like, did you tune out? Because if you did that, just say that.
Right, like you got all hyped up for the other girls, so
and at the same time,
might have been somewhere.
At the same time, I knew exactly what she meant though, because the girl song for me was more of it wasn't a pop song, but it was a much faster paced R&B. And with songs like that, it starts off with the hook or have a little intro and the hook comes in fast. Yeah. So for her to to me, I took that. I take everything with a grain of salt. So I definitely took that. But to me, it was like, I understood your preference already because of how much you like that girl. Right. And I was a different type tempo. Like, it wasn't too far off if you were to hear 2 songs, but I was definitely a different type tempo. I was doing something way different than what she was. Okay. And my hook, it came in easy, like how Summer Walker be doing it. She'll add a couple melodies on the hook so that you know that this is like the base of the song right here. Yeah. But it's not like crazy like a pop hook would be. Yeah. And that's kind of what I did. I just added a couple melodies and switched it up, so but it's the hook. Yeah. So it's just a little bit of a longer song. So I took what she said with a grain of salt. I did. But at the same time, it was like, you get in situations like that where people are going to express their bias. Absolutely. And you have to be cognizant of what's going on in that situation, because if you're not aware, then you're going to take their advice and their opinion and you're really going to allow that to sit in your creativity. And then it becomes something that you didn't really want to do. You just listening to what somebody told you. Yep. And it's not even that they were right or wrong, but that's not the basis of what you need to base your next project on, or your next whatever you're doing next. Yeah. Like, you kind of just got to take it with a grain of salt and see what that sounds like. Absolutely. So, like, I made a song where I put a little bit more emphasis on the hook, but I did it my way. So it's still not a pop song. Yeah. It's still not nothing like that, but you could definitely tell, or you could tell it's more of a hook than you could on the other song. So I'm not going to say that she was wrong, but I could tell that she was coming at me with a little bit of bias.
Yeah, you can see the angle she was coming from.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was like, all right, like, hold up.
I got you.
Like, it's cool.
Right. I got you. All right. So, what does the future look like for Enjaé? We gonna wrap this up. What does the future look like for you? Where do you want to take your music? And, how far do you want to go? You say you're already a pop star in your head. So where we going? Where we taking it?
Listen, it sucks because I'm physically not living the life that I live in my head.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it don't actually, I'm gonna take it back. It doesn't suck because that's just not gonna be a part of my progression. Like I'm already there based on like I said, all the things that have fallen in place. I can't stop. Like that's just my mentality. And it's like you think about all the things that you have to do, like getting money and all this other stuff and getting a job. And I was talking to Marty about this the other day, and he was like, I can't see myself like doing nothing else. Like, and, you know, he doing his thing, like shout out to him. But he was like, I can't see myself doing anything else. And I was like, bro, once I put my foot in the door, I couldn't either. Like, like ever. So it's really only up from here, but definitely I'm legit working every day. Like
absolutely.
I'm putting stuff out. Like I'm about to drop a video.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Yeah. My first visuals are coming out, and I'm not gonna lie. It's a starting point. It's not bad. Hold on, it ain't bad.
I got you.
That's bad. But at the same time, it's like, well, I can see how far I can go from here, and I already have another video lined up. So it's like,
dope.
It's a lot.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you. It's all gonna come to you.
Thank you. And
absolutely.
It's gonna be back to back. Listen.
Hey.
I got to go out the way a little bit. I got a little bit more time on my hands. I was like, about to apply myself, see where this gets me. But
yes. But that's all you got to do. You got to start. And that's what you did. So like you said, only way to go is up from here. My dog is killing me in the background. Dang it. Oh my goodness. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. If you have any final words you want to say, any shout outs you want to give, and of course, please shout out your social medias and where they can stream your music.
So yeah, music is on all platforms. Definitely go get The Current after
yes.
Spotify.
Yes.
It's on Pandora.
Fire. Fire.
But it's on everything. So Tidal, definitely get that. Follow me on Instagram at x.enjae.
Absolutely.
Enjae. I had to remember because I ain't gonna lie, I just changed it, but that's it. And then on Twitter, it's Enjae as well, without the period in the middle. So
got you.
Make sure y'all tap into my socials. Just stay tuned. Is what I have to say. Stay tuned.
All right, dope. All right, thank you so much for coming through, Enjae. Y'all, please go and follow her. Go and stream her music. Get that EP, The Current. It's fire. Blessings to you. Only way to go is up. I hope your 2021 starts out amazing and you take it to new heights. All right.
Only up.
Only up. That's all we doing here is only up. Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And we out.
You're welcome.
Of course, Enjae's social media links and where you can stream her music links will be in the description. Go click them, go follow her, and of course, stream her music. As for me, remember to hit that subscribe button for me. Then go ahead, shoot me an email at grownuppodcast95@gmail.com. Let me know what questions you guys have for me, or if you want me to do a topic, I can do that as well. For updates on the show, follow me on Twitter at famousd_95 or Instagram at famousd_95. Feel free to let me know how you guys feel about the show on there. As always, stay safe, be kind, and we are out.